Hi Lalini. All right, we have your spread here. So first we're going to see where in time we're going, and then we're going to see where we are, what you do with the majority of your time, your first important day, your second important day, your death, and the lessons learned in this life. And your job is just to make connections from this life to your current life. All right, so let's start. We're seeing where we're going in time for Lalini. Where are we going? All right. So we're looking at a more modern life. We're not going anywhere further than, probably no further than 150 years, maybe 200. So we're looking a couple hundred years ago. So this is more modern times. All right, so where we're going, we have the island card. And what I'm getting is that this was a very primitive place. I'm also getting that this is still a primitive place. So we're not going to see much change wherever this is. So basically what I'm saying is that this is probably not the island of Hawaii, because we've seen great progress in technology on the islands of Hawaii. So what I'm getting is more like somewhere like, I don't know, I want to say like a Haiti kind of island, but not Haiti, but just an island where it's very bare and basic still. Probably not a lot of, what's the word, going back and forth, shipment, exporting, importing, probably not a lot of connection with the modern world still to this day. So that's what I'm getting here. Okay, so what we're seeing for what you did with the majority of your time, this is the Protector Guardian card. And so what I'm getting here is that this has to do with your community that you were a part of, and also your family. And you had a big family. And the community was a large community, but not what we consider large today. There was a lot of people, but not even not even 1,000. But not a tribe. Still a community. Almost like if there were tribes on this island, it would be in clusters, but yours was the main community. Protector. I'm almost seeing like even not just standing guard, but a protector in also like bringing in food, like helping not just protect them from safety or not keeping them safe, protecting them from harm, but not only that, but protecting them as in helping them survive, feeding them, making sure that they have food and shelter. I'm seeing a man, dark hair, tall, muscles, no fat, so only like the outline of your muscles. Very, like you these people did not gorge themselves. They were very basic. They're almost primitive, but not primitive. Like, they're intelligent enough. It's just primitive in that they're very basic, simple, simplistic living. All right, let's go to your first day. All right, and here we do see a natural disaster happening. And this has to do with water coming and doing damage. There's water. Lots of wind, lots of, like a hurricane. We can say it's a hurricane, typhoon. You can say typhoon. Lots of wind, lots of water, lots of damage. Your family is involved, and there's sadness here. I don't want to say there was like a death in your immediate family. I want to say more like what you have built up in this community was torn down to almost nothing. So it's a thriving community. And even though it's not advanced in the way that we think of advanced, it was full and comfortable and easy, and this storm comes along and tears everything down, starting at square one. So you have to start over at square one. And there's sadness in this. Here's the sadness card. Because, you know, you move along, but, you know, you move on, you move forward. But it weighs heavily on you. The destruction. It's sad to see your home destroyed. Everything you own destroyed. Everything you've put together torn apart. Nothing you can do about it. Out of your hands. Which makes it easier to move on because you realize it's out of my hands. I couldn't do anything about this. I can't stop Mother Nature. I can't stop that. So that's where that enables you to move on. But you still have this heavy sadness at the loss. And so your job is to make connections between this life and your own. So keep in mind, maybe you have an attachment to certain items in your life, your things that you collect in your life. Maybe you hold them very dear. Maybe to the point where you can't explain why you're attached to certain things, maybe why you're so nostalgic and why you infuse so much emotion into having things, if that's the case. It could come from this life, at having had things and then taken away without being able to stop it. So just keep that in mind if you have an attachment to material things. It's not a bad thing, it just might stem from this life. Alright, now the second important day. Here we have the Enlightenment card. And here we have the Spouse card. So what's happening? Okay. So we also fuse in this feeling, the feeling of disappointment. Disappointment on this day. We have enlightenment, we have spouse, disappointment. This is a good day. The disappointment, see, these cards are not face value. They can also mean, they have other meanings to them. Disappointment, in this case, we're seeing the disappointment lift. We're seeing this person helping you move forward greatly from what happened here because you carried this with you. You really carry this with you because you are the protector, you are the guardian, and yet Mother Nature comes along and you can't do anything. You can't protect anyone. You can't even protect yourself. What can you do? It's a feeling of not being able to do anything, helplessness. Feelings of helplessness. Maybe that's a thing in your life today where being helpless is probably one of the worst things you can feel. Maybe you like to be very in control, in charge, making the plans, that kind of personality because of this. Just keep that in mind. And so on this day is a great day because you allow your partner in. Here, you're a great protector and a great guardian, but there's something where it's like lacking the emotional connection, not allowing people into your heart so much. You love people, but there's love and then there's trust, like a trust love. And that comes on this day. It broadens your mind, it broadens your heart. You forgive yourself for this. You see your partner and your family with more color, more depth. And the disappointment you have in yourself lifts. It fades away. And so in your current life, what you may need to do is realize that you don't have to carry a burden all on your shoulders, that there is someone or people that you can rely on or trust to let in. If that speaks to you, just keep that in mind. Because letting people in can release a burden on you, can release a heaviness on your heart, if this is the case. Alright, so that's a really great day. And then here we have your death card, and this is a natural death. This is a natural death, and I'm seeing a ceremony, I'm seeing people gathering around you, and you're already passed, and your body is laid out, and it's on something like a bamboo cot? Like a bamboo cot that's not a cot, like it doesn't have a stand, I'm just saying like a, like something people carry bodies on when they They carry, it's like a rectangular, what's the word? Like a cot that's not off the ground, put it that way. It's on the ground. And I see it on sand. It's like sending you out, not burying you. I want to say they want to send you out onto the water. Maybe this is a tradition in your community. Maybe this is a tradition on the island to send you out to the water. Something respectful. People are gathered. Your passing is, it's like you're so respected in your community, especially after this day when you let people in more. You really let people in, and people got to know you and they loved you dearly. And I just see you older and kind of like a withered skin. Darker skin, like withered, tanned from the sun skin. A life well lived. Deep creases in your face. And they're saying goodbye. And it was a natural death. Almost in your sleep. I want to say in your sleep. A lovely way to go. And then here's the lesson of this life, which ties in amazingly. This is the self-love card. This lesson was a lesson in self-love. And you learned it. It took you a while, but you learned it. And this day was the beginning of really realizing that lesson. And you didn't stop it. You didn't stop letting people in after this. It was just one after the other. You felt you trusted and trusted and trusted, and you weren't disappointed after that. Once you trusted, the ball got rolling with the trust. And that allowed the opening of your own heart to yourself. Because you saw how much people cared about you, and so you saw the worthiness of caring for yourself. And you learned that lesson. And you had a beautiful send-off. And so that's your life. I hope you found it interesting. And thank you for letting me read you.